I feel very safe today. I saw no steamrollers on the highway when I was coming in, so I'll be fine. As you might remember from a number of years back, this was a bad idea back when I was in the New York State Assembly and was the first leader in the state of New York to come out in opposition to this. And as you remember, it was Governor Eliot Spitzer who put forth this proposal. It's a bad idea then. It's a very, very bad idea now because we've seen what the culture is out there, and there's a culture of terrorism out there within and from without. It's a bad idea for a number of reasons, not the least of which has been already stated. We're a state and a nation of laws. Anytime you exempt a group of individuals from those laws, you're going to have chaos in some instances, but it's going to be dangerous for the rest of us here. We saw what happened in 9/11 when I believe they had some false documents. They learned how to fly planes. They learned how to get into airports, and they did some real damage to us. But not the least of which, when you exempt individuals from laws, you discriminate in many instances. In this case, you discriminate from the people and the individuals who we took an oath of office to protect and to serve to the fullest extent, the citizens of our Senate and our assembly districts and all those elected officials across the state. Look, if we're a state and a nation of laws, what's happening here has been mentioned. These individuals, you can call, they don't have documentation, undocumented, but they are coming in here illegally. Then the argument has become, but they're already driving. That's illegal without a license, but they have no insurance. That's illegal if you're going to be driving, but they have to get to work. Well, the federal government says in many instances, without certain documentation, you don't work in New York State or the United States of America. There's 4 areas in and of themselves which individuals have broken the law. None of my constituents, or I don't think any of the citizens, many of the citizens of New York State, think they should be able to break the law and be rewarded for it. This is not a right. I think the courts have decided upon that. It is a privilege in New York State. And what we're saying here is not only is it discriminatory, but you've heard that it creates a sense of, why should I become a citizen? If I can come here and get all the benefits and the privileges, get my kids an education, get health care, get driver's licenses, ladies and gentlemen, you know what the end result of this is. There is going to eventually become legislation here that they can have voters' rights in New York State, one way or another. Now, the answer may be at the federal government. We don't have the answer to making a better system of immigration coming into our state, but they should create a bill that mitigates the bad people that want to come into our nation, who want to destroy not our buildings, not us, not kill us. They want to destroy freedom and liberty. Mitigate that and enhance bringing in the good people. If there's one thing that binds us together as a state and a nation, with all our cultural differences, it's citizenship of the United States of America. When we're citizens, we can debate what's best for the United States of America, but we know you've come to the place where you care about the state and the nation that you live in. Now, having said all that about why this is a wrong-headed thing to do, well, the first thing we can do is not bring it to the floor for a vote. But you know there is a sister bill pending right now. And that sister bill relates to some of the things the men and women up here did before we came to the state level. We were local elected officials, duly elected officials. The clerks are duly elected officials who feel, many of them, I think they just came out yesterday, in fact, as an organization and said they were opposed to this. They were elected by the people who were their constituents to live up to their oath of office. And many of them feel they are between a rock and a hard place. They do not believe that we as citizens should have to give a Social Security card number, should have to give other documentation, but people can walk up and say, I'm an illegal alien, I'm undocumented, I'd like my driver's license. They think that is not a part of what they took an oath of office to do, provide that driver's license. The bill pending now on the other side not only says they want to give driver's licenses to those who are here illegally, they say they want to take those individuals duly elected out of office. The bill I have and several of my colleagues are sponsoring here, and is sponsored in the New York State Assembly, says just the opposite. That if they feel they would be failing and it would be wrong in terms of living up to their oath of office, they would not be mandated or required to give a license to someone who is undocumented or illegal and who does not have that documentation. And I think above and beyond everything, if they want to pass that other bill, they should give that autonomy to the clerks, because many of them are in harm's way right now. That's a bill that is pending right now, and I think that's a bill that makes sense. giving them the green light, I think for a whole variety of reasons, which you've just heard, does not make sense. Let me close by this. I and my colleagues here know the importance of immigration, of wonderful people coming in. Look, they're not all criminals. They're not all people going to get in planes. They're going to build a better America for us. And we've got to look to the federal government to do the right thing, to provide that process that brings in those good people, and as I said, vets and mitigates those people who are going to come in and try to destroy freedom and liberty. We're 100% for immigration. I know my grandfather came in here from another country. I know what built this country. And you know what? We're not more alike than different. We're more different than alike. That doesn't mean we can't love each other and thrive on those differences between us. But the fact of the matter is, we've got to give an incentive for people, not a disincentive, an incentive for people to follow that process, to have the greatest gift they can ever have, be a citizen of New York in the United States of America. Thank you.